All right, so Zadar. We didn't end up there because it was some long-awaited fantasy land. Oh my gosh, I want to go to Zadar one day. No, we just ended up there because I was travel planning the trip and I like cheap accommodation. While we were in Zadar, we stayed at Zaton Holiday Resort with Eurocamp. So for any Americans out there, Eurocamp is essentially a KOA park on steroids. Think mini cabins with kitchens, multiple bedrooms, you have a private bathroom, but also on site at the quote unquote resort, you will have pools, restaurants, and nightly entertainment.
Hey, 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 go, hey, hey.
We stayed 8 nights and paid around 580 USD. It's a pretty solid price. The upside to the Eurocamp is that, like I said, they're affordable and the on-site activities are great. After a full day of sightseeing, you can hang by the pool, you can grab some dinner at the restaurant on site, or you can just hang out on your deck and barbecue some dinner. On top of everything there is to do inside the resort at the Eurocamp, they also usually have tour operators that will be selling various tours and trips and day excursions outside of the resort. The day excursion that we decided to take part in was a boat tour to the island of Silba. For 50 euro, you got the transportation on a boat to the island. It also included lunch, drinks such as coffee, juice, water, and most importantly, it included unlimited wine. And if you know anything about my family, unlimited wine was the hook that tour operator needed to pull us into it.
How do you feel?
A little drunk.
I have 4 glasses of wine.
I've had 7. But once we got to the island of Silba, that's when the real adventure began. Just made it to Silba, one of the lesser visited Croatian islands. Hopefully gonna have a good time here. We got about 3 hours on the island before we have to get back on the boat to return back to Zadar. So let's see what they have to offer. It's definitely peaceful here. All you can hear is my loud ass voice. Birds chirping, there's butterflies everywhere. Lots of pretty stone walls. Cute little houses. So far, the island of Silba is not disappointing at all. Definitely worth the money to get here. Now we're just gonna try to head to the beach and see what we can find. We ended up walking from one side of the island all the way to the other and just hanging out on the beach for a little bit. The water was crystal clear and absolutely beautiful. There's this tower on the island of Silba with this winding staircase with no rail. It's actually kind of intimidating to walk up, but the story of this tower is very interesting. So the Tower of Love, or the Marinic Tower, Tower Torretta as it's known, is a narrow round tower whose outer staircase leads to a platform that offers 360-degree views of the Adriatic Sea. In the 19th century, 2 people by the names of Peter Marinic and Antonia Marno fell in love. Peter was a sailor, and she would wait for him expectantly every time he returned from sea. Before setting out on one of his voyages, he made a vow to her: "We'll get married when I return, plant a garden around our house, and build a tower in the garden. Peter got lost at sea. After 20 years of sailing the oceans, he finally returned to this island of Silva, but Antonia had died. His lady had died while he was away at sea. But Antonia's daughter was there, Dominica. So Peter knelt before her and said, Antonia didn't wait for me, and since I wasn't able to marry the mother, I shall marry the daughter. That's creepy. That's weird. That's strange. There's something wrong with that. Like I said, it's a very strange story. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. So after we went up the tower, we ended up just walking around the island for a little bit, seeing an old church that was on site, getting some gelato at the local gelateria, snapping a couple of photos around the island, before finally getting back on the boat and heading back to Zadar. Zadar is actually a super cool city just to walk around. And Zadar is actually an old Roman town, so there's a bunch of Roman ruins everywhere. Even as you're walking on the ground, there'll be these see-through glass windows almost that you walk over, and underneath them will actually be protected Roman ruins. There's a little bit of Venetian influence too, since they were under Venetian rule from the 15th century onwards until the collapse of the Venetian Empire. We also went to the Church of Saint Donatus. This church was erected in the 9th century. Donatus was a Dalmatian saint who then became a bishop and a diplomat for the Dalmatian city-state of Zadar, so they named this church after him. And it sits inside of the old Roman Forum in the center of Old Zadar. There's also the sea organ in Zadar. The Zadar sea organ is actually an architectural sound art installation that uses the power of the sea to create these sounds. So essentially, waves will enter the system of pipes underneath the pier that you walk on, and the chambers underneath will push air in and out of them, producing musical tones that vary with the sea's motion. There's plenty of restaurant options in the town as well. Most of the ones that we ate at had a sea view, so we would just sit down underneath some palm trees in the shade on their outdoor seating area, and we would eat and drink and just watch the waves come in and out. You know, Zadar is cool. It's not Rome, it's not Paris. There's not thousands and thousands of different things to do, but especially for the price, it's a great place to go on vacation. I highly recommend it. I love Croatia. I love Croatian food. I love Croatian people. I like the language. I like how their buildings are halfway like dilapidated, and then you have some from this Roman Empire era or Venetian rule era, and it's really awesome to see. The coolest day trip we did though was definitely Plitvice, Plitvice, Plivaci, Plitvice, how to pronounce?
Plitvice.
Plitvice. I speak Croatian. Plitvice. It says American pronunciation. How do you say it in Croatian?
Plitvica. Pretty straightforward once you know. Plitvica.
Plitvica. We also went to Plitvica for a day trip, which was fantastic. That place was super dope. It was hella pretty. It's a great hiking spot, but it deserves its own video. So you're gonna have to wait until the next one. That's super cheesy. That's fucking dumb. Yeah, that's it.
So we're out here in.
What are we doing in America? We don't know.
Oh! Hey guys! Dumb.
Did you just fart, bro?
Huh?
Did you fart?
Why?
I heard it. Day 365. Someone please save us.
What the am I doing?
Oh, Cheyenne, can you tell us where we are?
We're in fucking Silba island of Croatia.
This is what happens when you have free wine on the boat, by the way.
And plop. I know how big your farts are, Miguel. It's not a fucking secret.
You want to be on YouTube? Do you? Didn't think so, because neither do I, honestly. You want to watch a movie?
Nice.